Mike White just got blindsided in a wild 3-2-1 vote on Survivor 50, Episode 4. Let's break it down. Why Christian left Ozzy in the dark and how Emily survived the Vatu Tribal Council. This was a great episode. This really was. And on this one, at first I thought it was they concentrated on Cirie's tribe, and of course I was more concerned about her than anybody, but the good thing is most of this story doesn't involve anything happening with Cirie, but it did have a great time. Country singer artist Zac Brown, who is a Survivor fan and a huge country artist. So he showed up on the island before they did their first competition. And on that competition, it was really wow. It's something that I know I couldn't do. And on this, they set out Cirie, Chrissy, and Christian from the 3 tribes, which was good because this was so physical. I don't think Chrissy could have done it as well as what her tribe did. I don't think that Cirie could have done it as well as her tribe did. And for Christian, I think they should have put him with the tribe trying to do the tribal situation, because putting him head of the leadership on it, Christian is a little nervous acting. So, he almost has a breakdown on everything. So, but I really like Christian too. Christian's right up there with Cirie for me. So, I'm rooting for him. But anyway, they had this tribal council, and let me tell you, it was the most brutal tribal council. Even though they were in the water, the situations that they had to do was extremely physical. And they had to get in that water. They had to get blocks of things out of a boat and bring that boat back with blocks. I think that's what it was. I'm not sure where the blocks actually came in, but they were in there, and they got back in that boat. And so everybody was doing fairly good. And on this one, Kalo wins. Kalo wins. Because they did a great job. Kalo. And that's the one that has, who is it in there? Well, I can't remember all this on there. But anyway, they won. And also the other tribe, Cirie, won. So, but Kalo got to go to a huge fish dinner with beer and fish. And it was cooked by Zac Brown, the country and western artist that was there. And so that was really nice. They got serenaded music, and he went out and caught this huge piece of fish out there that could feed the whole tribe. And they got accessories with different things to eat with the fish. They wanted beer, and they got beer. So they were happy, and he sang to them. So you can't beat that. But they were the winners. Now let's get to the losers, which was Vatu. This is their second week losing. They lost Q last week. And this week, they decided that they were having a discussion as to who to put up there. And so they had kind of Mike White with Stephanie, was trying to put up Emily. And I understand Emily is a wild card, but the best thing that happened for Emily was for her to make up with Christian and have him steer the group. away from her. And I mean, I didn't know which way this was going to go. I really thought Emily was out the door. I didn't have much feeling about Emily leaving because Emily is a person that just jumps to conclusions and abandons her allies. And then she always regrets it. So I was ready for Emily to go, but Christian wanted her to stay because they had made an alliance together. And she had made an alliance with some of the others. But they also noticed that Mike White was steering the wheel here. And Mike was in one ear telling everybody, Ozzy and Stephanie, that they were going to vote for Emily and everything. And it got back to Christian. And Christian's my little nutty professor, like Jerry Lewis, with his big eyes and glasses. And he wasn't having it because he could see, and I was seeing it too, Mike White was really having an influence on them. And I think they needed to get rid of Mike White too before Emily, because Mike is already a privileged person. The man's got $1 million shows out there. I don't even know why he's on here, but he is. And Stephanie, I believe, was on the White Lotus show with him. Get rid of one of them. and so Christian saw this, and Christian he was so funny and goofy. He talked it over, and he's real expressive. I like that with him. He's just so expressive. He just gets kind of goofy. And he was like, yeah, we need to get Mike White out of here. But I didn't think it was going to happen because Mike White's personality is strong. And I thought he had them ready to be tricked into getting Emily out. So they had the tribal meeting and they discussed things. And while they were going there, I mean, they really had a lot of discussions about which way to go. That's why it was so hard to figure out who was actually going to leave, because they were going back and forth about this, and they had poor old Emily. She's like somebody that can't keep a secret. It was so funny. She was sitting there with Christian, and he was trying to tell her what to do and everything, what they were going to do, and they were going to vote Mike White. Well, here comes Ozzy, and Ozzy is tight with Mike White. I think Ozzy was trying to be on Mike White's next White Lotus. And they were tight. And so Ozzy just comes strolling up, and Emily immediately says, I just got something to tell you. Well, luckily, Christian was standing behind Ozzy, and he was like, he got them big eyes, and they just look like, no, she isn't. And he told, no. He got behind Ozzy. Ozzy didn't see her. He got behind Ozzy. No. And he even went, and he didn't zip it just like that. I'm not exaggerating. That's exactly what he did. And Ozzy didn't see it. And he just thought he was just talking to his good friend Emily. And, Christian had to explain to her that Ozzy and Mike White are tight. And when he told her, she still wanted to tell him. But if he hadn't been there, she would have told Ozzy, and Ozzy would have told Mike White. And I still didn't think it was going to go down because Emily was showing signs of not being well in the mind. So I said, well, okay, Emily's gone. Well, they had that little meeting. I was totally surprised. The only one that voted for Emily was Stephanie, Mike White's friend and co-worker on White Lotus. And so I may have that wrong, but they did show a clip where she was on White Lotus. That's why I know she was on White Lotus, because they showed the clip. So once they had the meeting and then they voted, poor old Mike White, he couldn't believe it. He even said this was good, folks. He complimented them because they got him. You want to get a millionaire out of there first. Don't let that man just run over you like that. And he got. And he said, good job, folks. They did a good job getting him out of there because he was influential. If they had told Ozzy, he would have upset the balance of getting him out. And so he was voted out. And in the end, they showed the preview, and poor old Ozzy was mad. Nobody told him anything about that. And that was his friend. So, you can understand his feelings on that. And, but Ozzy needs to calm down because he's already got a war going with the coach. So, and sooner or later, they got to meet up again, too. But this was an excellent episode. Make sure you get a chance to watch it. Yeah, there were spoilers in this, but it was really good to watch because it was action all the way through. You had good food, good music, a complicated competition, and a nail-biting ending at Tribal Council. And so that was that really was a good episode. So I'm waiting for 5 now. I wish they had put 2 of them out there together. I would have watched them both after watching 4. So, but I'll be back to give you more information in the future. And I do thank you for dropping in. Don't forget to subscribe and like. And thank you for saying hello. All right, folks. Take care now.